The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Reaper Apparel offers a casual line of superb fit, finish, and comfort. We design for those who refuse to die slowly and choose to live untamed. For those who aren't afraid to face the dark, for the ones that thrive in it, and for those who can appreciate life through a grim lens. That's Reaper Apparel Company. Go to the link in the description of this episode, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood, all American-made apparel, which helps support the Second Amendment. You can also find all this in the description of this episode with the link Tactical Brotherhood. Part of every proceed does go to helping veterans. It is a very good cause. All American-made products made right here in Minnesota. Go and check them out. Use the promo code PATRIOT15 to get 15% off your purchase. The Ride Home Rants podcast wants to thank you for listening and let everybody know that we do offer monthly subscriptions to help support the show in other ways other than listening and downloading each episode. What you will get with each subscription is you will get bonus episodes that aren't released to everybody. You will also have a chance to ask me anything each and every month where I will put out a special episode just to answer your questions. You will also get more exclusive content that is not released to everybody. To subscribe to the show, go and click on the link in the description of this episode, and I look forward to your added support and to help us keep this show going. The Ride Home Rants podcast is also brought to you by Buddy's Beard Care. Buddy's Beard Care provides premium men's grooming products at an affordable price. Products are made in Ohio, and Buddy's Beard Care supports local. The majority of our supplies are from other Ohio-based companies. You can find them on social media at Buddy's Beard Care or online at buddysbeardcare.com. Use the promo code BONO15 and he will save you 15%. I've been using these products for a little over 6 months now, and my beard has never felt healthier. It has never grown faster, and according to my wife, it has never felt softer. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by former guest of the show in Matt Landowski in Sweet Hands Sports. Elevate their game with Sweet Hands Sports. Our sports gloves are designed for champions, providing ultimate grip and durability. Achieve greatness with every match. Choose Sweet Hands Sports for the winning edge. Grip your victory at sweethandsports.com. Use the promo code BONO10 and he will save you 10%. He has sent me a complimentary pair of golf gloves. They are so comfortable, durable, and breathable. You won't find a better pair of gloves out there. Again, sweethandsports.com, promo code BONO10. Lastly, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Deemed Fit, a clothing company from first responders for first responders. These products are so comfortable. They look great. They have great messages on them. They are provided to support first responders, especially those who worked through COVID. All of the proceeds are going to helping veterans and first responders with their mental and physical health. This is a great cause. I support anything that has to do with our first responders and our veterans. Again, deemedfit.co, promo code Mike Bono will save you 20%. Now, let's start the show.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is your special guest host, Fitty, filling in today for Mike Bono. And today we bring you our annual Thanksgiving episode, but this year, of course, for 2025. Before we dive into the Thanksgiving episode this year and our great roundtable of guests that we have on with us, make sure you peep all of our sponsors in the pre-roll and the post-roll, as they're all small business owners and they're great supporters of the show. Speaking of supporters of the show, make sure you peep all of our guests over these past 5 seasons, as they are all supporters of the show, and they've been on individually, and a lot have been on with roundtables. So make sure you go back through our 280 or so episodes and check out the shows that definitely interest you. All of our guests today have been on at least one time before, if not multiple times between their individual show and roundtable. So make sure you peep them as well. We can't do it without the guests, and we can't do it without you fans and listeners out there. So with that being said, we bring you the All Things 2025 Thanksgiving episode. This is going to air, of course, the day before Thanksgiving. We do pre-record. So we're going to talk about all things Thanksgiving, bringing in another Turkey Day here in, Ohio, where we all are at this time with the roundtable. So we didn't get any other guests from any other states this time. We all rep in Ohio here. So I got three great guests. They're going to introduce themselves. And guys, when you introduce yourself, then we're going to go over your favorite flavor of gummy bear, and then what's your preferred brand of toothpaste. I know I kind of contradict myself there with like candy and then a toothpaste, but hey, we're going to go with it. Chris, let's start with you.
Favorite gummy bear is cherry. Big cherry guy. If I had to go with the artificial flavors, I'm always going red. I'm going cherry. And then toothpaste, I like the Crest with the little strips in it, like the breath strips. Kind of wakes your mouth up. That's what I like to go with.
Okay. Steve, how about you?
All right, so listen, if I'm going gummy bear, first let's talk Haribo, right? It's got to be that brand. And then I'm thinking pineapple because it's just in the mix and you don't recognize what you're eating until you've already eaten it. And if we're talking toothpaste, due to my wife's influence, it's Tom's, man. It's a lot of, sulfates and other things out here. So I'm going Tom's brand right now. But I do like Crest as a backup.
Okay. Matt, how about you?
Well, if we're talking gummy bears, boy, I'm gonna, at the risk of sound boring, anything sour. I just kind of like the sour candy. I don't really distinguish any other. It's either sweet or sour. So I'm going to go with sour gummy bears. And honestly, I don't want to sound boring either, but basically toothpaste, it's anything my wife buys. So whatever's in the medicine cabinet that my wife purchases. And that's my favorite toothpaste.
Okay. So my favorite flavor gummy bear, I don't know if this sounds good or bad, but I'm like the clear gummy bear, right? That clear one. I'm just a fan of that. Whatever that flavor is, I'm just a fan of clear. I hope
I'm not wrong, but that might be pineapple, my guy.
I was just going to say, I think that's the pineapple.
That's the pineapple.
I don't know if it's pineapple. It doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like air. Like I'm just eating gummy air. I don't know. And then my favorite brand of toothpaste, I'm definitely a Colgate type of guy, but honestly, I'll use Crest. I'll use Pepsodent. I'll basically use whatever. But I'm a fan of Colgate if I got to pick. But we're not here to talk about toothpaste, although that probably could be a pretty good episode with roundtables.
I think it could.
We're talking about toothpaste and mouthwash and use some Listerine and burn your mouth up and dry it all out. It could be a good episode. We're here to talk about all things Thanksgiving, which probably though will lead to people then brushing their teeth probably more from all the sweets that they have, right? So guys, we're gonna go Chris and we're gonna go Steve and then we're gonna go Matt in the order here, and then I'll answer, of course, last. But let's kind of kick this off with where are you spending Thanksgiving at this year, Chris?
Oh. Now that I'm married, got to split things up equitably. We always start at my mom's house, my side of the family, watch the football games, kind of do a lunch ordeal. Stay there till about 4 o'clock. Then we go to my in-laws' house. Normally it's grandpa's, but it's my in-laws this year, and do it all again, act like I haven't eaten yet. New group of people, so no judgments passed. Really relishing in that as I'm starting to figure out how to play the game a little bit better. And then wraps up about 8 o'clock, take the kids home. Everyone passes out. It's a great day.
Okay.
Food,
Steve,
family,
how about you?
So this year, my mother came and grabbed my grandmother and took her back to Maryland with her. So I won't be traveling to Maryland this year, nor will my grandmother be here to give us that flavor. So I'll actually be heavily reliant on my wife's side of the family for a meal this year. And so we're going over my mother-in-law's house to enjoy whatever victuals she cooked up. And to be honest with you, great. You know, it's going to be no dishes at my house when I return home. I will have trays full of things brought back for leftovers, and that's just going to be what it is. And it's glorious. It's glorious.
Sounds like a good time. Matt, how about you?
We're just keeping it simple, like we have the last few years. Just go to my mother-in-law's, my wife's mom, everybody else in the family comes, including my parents. I just got to say, I kind of love it because once we had kids, if anybody's approaching that or has that, we kind of inherited every holiday at our house. So it's at our mother-in-law's, which I love Thanksgiving because nothing here. It's great. I could come home to an empty house with or without leftovers.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. We're going to my mother-in-law's as well this year. And I think, all of us aren't here married and, a couple guys have kids and stuff. I think one thing you don't realize when you get married, and we probably all realize it once we got married, is though, like, how do you split your holidays, right? Because, like, you're single up to this certain point in your life and you've always done it your way. And then your spouse is single their whole life and have always done it a certain way. And then you get together and it's like, well, I want to do this. Well, what do you mean? I want to do this. And it's like, wait, how do we make this work? And then you kind of make it work when you date, but then you get married and you're like, well, we really need to figure out these holidays, whether we're going to both places in the same day or whatever it may be. And if you got divorced parents or parents that aren't together or whatever it may be, and you got more holidays or you got grandparents or whatever it is, I think that's something. I think that's something when you're going through the stages of engaged to married, people should talk about more. Is how do you split up your holidays?
I think yes, dear is born out of that, having to make the decision.
Yes.
I don't want to pick wall colors, curtains. Yes, dear. And then and you don't mean to be that guy. You were never that guy, but you become that guy because you just don't have the capacity. You're just like, hey, whatever's floating your boat, let's do that.
Yeah, that is valid. And then, it's just, it's so funny with that. It's just something you never really think about. And we're going to get off topic here real quick because this is the Ride Home Rants, and I'm going to talk about this. Many years ago when Doug Gottlieb had his radio show before he became a basketball coach and did a radio show. When he did the radio show, I was listening to it driving one time. Probably everyone on here knows Doug Gottlieb's show. But he said, and he was talking about life. He said the hardest thing in life is when you have a schedule, right? And your schedule is when you're single, you get up on Sundays and you go for a run. And then at 2:00, you go get a coffee at the coffee shop and you read the newspaper. He said the next thing you know, you're dating someone. And then on Sundays at 2:00, they want to go to the coffee shop and read the newspaper with you. And you're like, wait. This is my thing, And he said the hardest thing is trying to merge two lives into one. And I always remember him saying that. And then when you get married, of course, you do see that, it's just things you go through in life. Right. So just the Doug Gottlieb thing always popped up in my mind with that. But we're not here to talk about Doug Gottlieb. So next thing we want to talk about here, guys, Chris, we're going to go back to you on this. What is your ideal weather on Thanksgiving?
Oh, so I appreciate the seasons we get up here in Ohio and just kind of where we live in the region in the U.S. So my perfect November weather, I'd say it's about 5-10 mile an hour breeze. It's about 50 degrees, sun, light clouds sprinkled through there, but nice crisp fall weather. Peaks kind of about 50, and then we dip down. It's about 40, 35 when you start heading home. And, it's almost December. It's time for the Ohio State-Michigan game. It's cold out.
All right, Steve, how about you?
I mean, no discrepancy here, man. That's a perfect day. I mean, honestly, the backdrop, the landscape, it could be fried turkey, right? Anything goes when it's nice 50 degrees, still crisp. You still want to know it's cold out. You want to put that fall and / winter gear on, but you still want to be able to stand outside and enjoy some sun if somebody's doing something off a back deck or something. So yeah, that's good stuff.
Okay, Matt, how about you?
Well, I'm going to agree with both the guys, but like I do have to disagree with one thing Chris said, though. It's a perfect day, like he said, 52 degrees, but can't have a breeze because when that Detroit Lions game is inevitably not a good game or people are sick of watching football, they look outside and see just maybe 5, 6 total leaves blowing in the wind, and the older gentlemen that we're sitting on the couch with are always looking to have every leaf picked up by Thanksgiving, and just trying to avoid that conversation.
No, that's valid. I think for me, I'm probably more of like our warmer Thanksgivings. I know we've had them over the past few years when they're like between 65, maybe 70 on those really warm, sunny days. And you're like honestly wearing like a very light hoodie or a long sleeve shirt or even a t-shirt. So I'm always a fan of that just because I also hate bitter cold. And if it's 50, that's closer to 20 than it is 70. So it's 20. So I'm more of the warm weather type of guy. I'll never forget back in the Thanksgiving of, I want to say 2016, maybe. It was like 71 degrees that day. And it was awesome. I think that was the year, the 2015 maybe, but it was awesome. So I'm definitely on the warmer side of things, sunny and warm. Maybe not sunny and 75 like Joe Nichols in the country song, but I'm more about that sunny and 68 on Thanksgiving. All right, guys, we have a big choice here on this next one. If you had to get rid of one of these three sides people have for Thanksgiving dinner, what are you getting rid of? Cranberry sauce, applesauce, or the salad? Chris, let's start with you.
I'm getting rid of the applesauce. I feel like applesauce flexible enough. That's a nice little snack on a Tuesday evening if you don't want to go to the ice cream. So I'm cool cutting out the applesauce because I don't get Thanksgiving vibes from it.
Okay, Steve, what are you saying?
I'm not even knowing about the applesauce, but I'm gonna tell you now, get that salad out of here. What are we doing? I don't need a warm up. I got on my eating pants. It's time. So, yeah, get that salad out of here. We got vegetables over there.
All right, Matt, what are you saying here?
Got to go with the cranberries then. Got to get a different answer for everyone, but realistically, cranberries I don't like, and also leads to a stain somewhere in some shape or form. So that's why I stay away from it.
I would agree. Like, I like applesauce. I'm a big salad guy, and I don't like straight up cranberry sauce or just cranberries in general, unless it's in a bagel. The only thing I like is a giant eagle bagel that's cranberry. That is the only thing cranberry that I like. I mean, I do like a cranberry juice. I mean, don't get me wrong, but if we're talking about eating something that's cranberry, it's just usually
that
cranberry.
Is wildly specific. That bagel is 100% the bagel that you chose. Nobody, I feel like you don't stumble upon that bagel.
Oh no, you have to know it's there. You have to know it's there. Yeah, you like when you go, you're like, all right, they got the cinnamon like toast crunch one, they got the plain one, the multi-grain, the blueberry. Oh yeah. They got the cranberry one. I'm down with the cranberry
6
one.
of the cranberry ones. They know it's like Fitty and like a handful of other people. They keep that small batch, half dozen.
A small batch bagel is wild. I love it.
Yeah, I just at the store the other night picking up a few things, and I'm like, oh yes, cranberry bagels. This is great. And there was like 2 left, and I took one.
Never had one.
Yeah,
never had a bagel.
I do love cranberry. It might be my new thing.
You got to get the cranberry bagel. It's not as good as the blueberry bagel, but the cranberry bagel, it's solid. The only thing bad about a bagel, though, like I ate it, I had some butter on it, I had some coffee, and about 20 minutes later, I think I was hungrier then than before I had the bagel because I'm pretty sure I chewed more calories than I actually ingested more calories on that.
Straight up fiber.
Pretty much. All right, the big one here, I'm always curious on this too, because people do this at so many different times of the day, but what time do you normally have your Thanksgiving dinner? Now, Chris, you kind of hinted on this, but you can even talk about even growing up when you were when you're all with your parents as well, compared to even being now as, men with kids and a wife and, other parts of your family that could tie into this. But what time was normally your dinner before, I guess, and, compared to now? Chris, what do you think?
I was kind of fortunate with this because we always we're a big football family. I mean, top to bottom, even the girls in the family, real up on their football knowledge. So when those games kick off, we were already locked in and already had the appetizers out, the dips and all that. So we were kind of always an early slot family. So it worked out good with my wife because they were always used to doing Thanksgiving dinner. So it's kind of always been the same early window with my family, and then marrying it up with hers. I'm honestly very blessed because we'd always nap around 3, 4 o'clock when that first game was finishing up anyway. And that normally still rolls right into when we got to leave and go to her families and, get to eat again. So I'm very blessed. This is the one holiday where there didn't need to be much negotiating. We just kind of pushed everything together and we're like, sweet, let's go enjoy it. So yeah, I've been very lucky with that. Other holidays can't say the same, but Thanksgiving, maybe that's what adds the joy of it. It's a nice, smooth one.
Okay. Steve, how about you on this?
So my family is very small. My immediate family is very small. So we would always do something kind of earlier because we knew like family, friends, so on and so forth. We had some house hopping to do. So we probably, start around 2, 3 o'clock, eat something light because we want to be able to enjoy the food that we cook the most when we get back home. And then we go and just kind of like sample stuff. And things are a lot different now with respect to people who aren't, in a position to have as much. So, we just kind of tried to centralize. And since we're going over one house this year, we'll just eat whatever time her mom's done cooking. And then, of course, we'll help and stuff. So it's just like that.
Okay. Matt, how about you?
Didn't matter if I was growing up, when I was single, and then once I got married. I've been fortunate. It's been probably about 12:30 for about almost all my life. And I don't know. I guess I got lucky on that too. But yeah, it's from when my mom cooked and then when my mother-in-law cooks, it's always been about 12:30. So it's perfect.
Okay. So growing up, my parents are divorced, both remarried, but we would always do both families on Thanksgiving, my sister and I. So growing up, my mom was always like at noon. We'd always do Thanksgiving there at noon. And then my dad, we would eat about 5:30. So we had a little bit of a break in there. Now being like married and being with my wife for the past, few holidays since 2021 was really our first Thanksgiving. It depends, right? Like if I'm going to my parents, it's going to be those same times because we still would do the split. If I'm with like my mother-in-law, they're usually around like 2 or 3. So, we're between that 12:30 to 5. But I'll tell you what, man, you're trying to eat Thanksgiving at 12:30 and again at 5:30. Ooh, it's tough, right? You got to be careful on the desserts in between. That's the key right there, man. Let me tell you. So even bigger question in the last one, Chris, and we're going to kick it off with you now. What is the best side dish that you cannot go without for your Thanksgiving?
See, it's a question I knew you were going to ask me, and I had.
We asked the tough questions here on the Ride Home Rants podcast.
I knew it was coming, and I'm still not prepared. I don't like it. I'd have to go with my Bubby stuffing. I just think it's a real solid one. I just don't eat stuffing much else throughout the year. I kind of associate it heavily with the turkey. I gravy it up with the turkey gravy. It's the stuffing for me. And I know some people hate it and some people call it dressing. And to each his own, you call it whatever you want, but it's good. And I'd like some.
Okay, Steve, what are you saying here?
I'm going mac and cheese off top. We talking Bubbies, we talking Mimas, we talking grandmothers. I'm going my grandmother's mac and cheese. It is top tier. I won't get it this year, but guess what? I'm a great grandson and she shared the recipe. I will be making it myself. It is absolutely delicious.
All right. Matt, what are you rounding out on this one?
Boy, as long as mashed potatoes count as a side, I guess that's what I'm going to go with. My meal is mostly mashed potatoes and turkey anyway. And I guess maybe you could count gravy as a side. I don't know. I love the gravy, and I just put it on the corn, everything else. Green beans, everything else. I put the gravy everywhere.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to agree with you, Matt. I would say probably the one side dish I can't go without is probably mashed potatoes as well, because I just feel like it's it's turkey and mashed potatoes. Like it just goes hand in hand, like it's 1 and 1A of the importance of Thanksgiving. I don't know, just like it just goes hand in hand the most. So next one, I'm kind of curious because I feel like this is maybe like a preference or maybe your location in the country or maybe just something with your palate or really maybe how you cook it. Do you like dark meat or white meat or both from the turkey? So what are you saying, Chris?
I'm a big white meat guy with the turkey, but I am a firm believer also it's how you cook it. Turkey dries out quick, so if you fool around with it and you don't time it up right, or you don't juice it up, or put the butter in there, or inject it, or there are a bunch of different tricks everyone does. But when you cook white meat on the turkey the right way and it's nice and juicy, I even eat it throughout the year. I'm probably one of the few people that eats turkey maybe two handfuls of time throughout the year, not just at Thanksgiving. But I'm a white meat guy, big deep fried guy though. It's really good when you deep fry it. I'm a firm believer in that.
Okay, Chris, not Chris. Sorry, Steve. What are you saying on this?
It's all good. Turkey wings, man. I do like a good turkey wing. So, the wing of the bird is awesome, but the turkey breast, top tier. If it's done well, it's done right, and it's the best leftover part of the turkey for the sandwiches. Yeah, so I'm there. That's it.
Okay. Matt, what are you saying about this dark meat or white meat or both? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm a little weird because, like I said, I like a little turkey with my gravy. So I really don't care if it's white or dark when it's warm right out of the oven or whatever. But I got to go with white meat for leftovers. You have that turkey sandwich the next 3 days at lunch when we go back to school here. It's got to be white meat. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter during the day. But Friday through Wednesday, the next week, it's got to be white meat.
Sure. And I think when I've asked people this too, like in the places I've worked and where they've come from, everybody has like a different answer. And I really do think like it's your location within the country of like where you've been and how you've grown up with the Thanksgiving. Like I like white meat and I think it's probably better for leftovers. But like I don't mind dark meat, but like if it's like a leg of the turkey or something like that, like I just also can't just sit there and eat like strips of dark turkey. But if it's like a leg or something, I can do that. But I would prefer the white meat for leftovers. But either one, I'm okay with because I'm not making a turkey, so I want to be grateful for the turkey. Because if someone was like, "Hey, what would you make for Thanksgiving?" I'd be like, steak and the Bob Evans mashed potatoes out the packet because those things are the greatest.
Yo, I'm making turkey stew after it's done too. So all of that leftover turkey meat that's not going towards sandwiches, we're throwing that in a pot with some veggies. It's getting boiled down. It's just something else to eat to keep you warm. So don't let no parts of the bird go to waste.
Steve, speaking the truth right there, man. Speaking the truth. Okay. All right, next one. Tough one. Chris, what are you going to say to this? Now, it's kind of two parts, so you got to think about this in two phases. Would you ever go see the Macy's Day Parade in person on Thanksgiving and spend the day in New York City?
Yeah, you do got to kind of think about that together.
Because you got to see the parade, but spend your Thanksgiving in New York City.
I feel like I'm the person that if I am going to the parade, that would be like a package deal in my mind. So the pairing of it matches well in my head. I'd say yes, but I'm also going to say I have a window for this. Like I don't. If I get to probably 45, 50 years old and I haven't been to the Macy's Day Parade yet, it's probably not happening for me. Kids will be a little bit older like that. My window might be closed, but I'd leave it open. I think that'd be cool to go see, especially seeing it on TV all these years. The older I get, the more appreciative I get for experiences in life. Sometimes you don't appreciate those as much when you're younger. So I'm going to say yeah to both of those because I feel like if you do the Macy's, when in Rome, right? We're going to do Thanksgiving there too, so.
Well, wouldn't it be better, though, if you did it when you were like 45 or 50 because your kids would be teenagers or they would be out of the house so you can enjoy it more with them when you're that age?
Go see SpongeBob's balloon. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's not quite like going to Disney, but I feel like bringing the kids adds a layer of enjoyment not only for them but me too. You know, that's another thing I'm starting to appreciate. I get a lot of enjoyment out of seeing my kids happy. So, you know, that brings out a different side of you. So I feel like they got to be part of the bargain. They're part of the deal.
Okay. Steve, what are you saying here? Would you go see the Macy's Day Parade and spend a day in New York City for Thanksgiving?
Dude, you're gonna have to stop me from becoming Ferris Bueller. I'm on the float. I'm really trying to get involved. And I need that to be known. So like, yeah, the closer I can get, the better. New York is actually one of my favorite cities on the planet. So don't threaten me with a good time, okay? This is great. This is my dream. We've done New Year's Eve a couple times in New York, and it's way colder, I'm assuming, during that time. So yeah, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, that's a breeze. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. Matt, what are you saying here?
An emphatic no to both. Yeah, an emphatic no to both. Like Chris said, I am in the demographic of 45 to 50, and I have no desire to drive at night, get stuck in traffic, get stuck in crowds, spend half my day looking for somewhere to go to the bathroom. There's nothing you could offer me that would entice me to do that. So a very emphatic no. My kids be damned. My kids be damned. I don't care if they want to go. Heck with them.
I mean,
That ship has sailed.
Yes. Yeah.
So if we're still doing this in about 15 more years, this show to be like episode or like season 20 of this. I really hope we're doing that. And I hope you guys are still here with us doing this episode again. But Chris, we're going to bring this back and be like, hey, remember like 15 years ago when Matt said he was in the demographic of like 45 to 50 and he didn't want to go. Chris, did you ever make it to the Macy's Day Parade now that you're 45?
I'm on the Macy's Day, sure. Like I gotta be an artifact at that point.
I would agree with Matt on this. I'd probably say no. Like I think if I'm going to go anywhere on Thanksgiving, it's not New York City. Like I want to be like in another country on a resort, enjoying the beach in Hawaii.
Field?
A field?
Ford Field for Lions game?
Ford Field.
Is that a bucket list for you? As a football guy?
I mean, maybe. I don't know if John Madden was alive, and if John Madden was alive, and the Turduncan was a thing being announced by John Madden, it would be more on my bucket list. Because I would want to meet John Madden. He'd be like, and he whams and he bams and blah blah blah, and I ate the Turduncan. And he'd be like, okay, what'd you just say? But it's nice to meet you too. But like, that's great. But I don't know, maybe. But if I'm gonna do like somewhere on Thanksgiving, I want it to be like tropical resort, warm. But you know, Macy's Day Parade's pretty cool watching it from the comfort of my warm living room. All right, 2 questions left, guys. If you had to rank the big 4 holidays in the U.S., so Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, and Easter, how would you rank them in your personal opinion from your favorite holiday to least favorite holiday? So favorite holiday first, second, third, and least holiday fourth. Least favorite holiday fourth. Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Easter. I will go first to let you guys ponder this because it looks like you're all pondering it as I said that.
We go with New Year's Eve or Halloween as the 4th?
No,
New that Year's. Changes things.
No, New Year's. It's New Year's. It's New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. So
all right.
I will go, my personal favorite, I'm going to go Easter, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year's. I just love Easter. It's like the birth of summer starting. Of course, the religious aspect of things too. But it's like the birth of summer starting. Birds are chirping. Spring's my favorite season. So I just have to go with that. I've always loved Thanksgiving too. And then I would say probably Christmas. I mean, I love Christmas, but Christmas 3 and then New Year's 4. So Chris, how are you ranking them? Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Your favorite to least favorite.
Before I answer, I want to point out how the answer to this changes over the course of your life. If you asked me as a kid, I'd have an answer. If you asked me when I was in college, I'd have an answer. And I got probably a complete different answer now. So this is a great question because there is no wrong answer. because I think they're all great. You take the religious aspects out of it. So I'm very religious. I really do love Easter for that. But it just religious aspects out of it. I'm going to go Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, New Year's Eve. I think the having Christmas with the snow, the time of year, the emphasis everyone puts on it kind of adds to how special it is. Um, Thanksgiving for me, I've kind of gushed about already, but I appreciate Thanksgiving probably more than anyone I know. I think it's a hidden gem of a holiday for what it represents and where it's at in the calendar. And, Easter's still a little chilly. You could have bad weather for Easter. And at this point, if I see midnight on New Year's Eve, I mean, I do it a little bit, but I've been very lame. I tell you what, the end of my 20s was polar opposite to the beginning of my 20s. I can't wait for it to hit so I go to bed. So, yeah, interesting question. Good one.
Okay. Steve, how are you ranking these four?
That is a solid question. I'm going, one of my dad's favorite holidays was Thanksgiving, and I know why he liked it, regardless of anyone's stance politically, history, all of these things are important and culminate. You know where I work. So
Sure.
you already know. So not ignoring any of those things, but understanding that when it comes to like people want to be around their family. It's the first time of the year you can really think you can get like a few days off. Kids are out of school. Everybody's kind of in the house. It's getting colder. You get to share those stories. You get to have the conversation. You get the good food. You're warm, and you can be thankful. You can truly be thankful for what's in front of you and who's on the left and right of you. So it's a time of reflection, and it's a good time. It feels good. For me, I love New Year's Eve. I think New Year's Eve is super cool. And with me being married now, I'm guaranteed to kiss. Can't ignore that. So that's a vibe. And I got my playlist. I'm watching New Year's Rockin' Eve. I'm doing a lot. And if I can travel or if I can be somewhere cooler than my house, I will absolutely be there. I would love to do New Year's Eve in Vegas at some point too. Easter is a vibe. You know what I mean? It's great Bible study. It's good conversation. I'm not going to take the religion out of it. It's just good conversation, and it's revisiting some stories that you shouldn't forget for reasons why you shouldn't forget them. And it's pointing out how kind you kind of got to the blessing towards the end of the year. Excuse me for kind of fumbling that. But yeah, so Easter is definitely going to be part of the big three. And then Christmas gets the last slot, man. It's number 4. It's stressful. People arguing over TVs and parking lots. You can't run your normal errands because everything's a traffic jam all of a sudden because now the same TV that was on sale at Walmart last week is on sale this week, and it's more of a special sale. I don't know. So if I could get rid of the commercialism and we could just make it a Hallmark movie, I vote Christmas. It's beautiful. The music's great. The soundtrack is fire, but the stress and the money spent is crazy. So, yeah.
Okay, Matt, how are you ranking the big four here in your opinion?
Sure. To take the religious aspects out, but still, you really can't. But number one's got to be Christmas because, my kids, that's just where a lot of the good memories that I actually still can remember, according to my wife, are made in Christmas. And, that's what it's all about because I think my kids enjoy Christmas, number one. So therefore, I do. And one thing, we're all getting older, but we still observe all the Italian traditions. We've kept that throughout Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so I enjoy that. Number 2, Easter, just because it's wrapped around days off school, if we're taking the religious aspect out. Number 3, Thanksgiving. I mean, it is what it is. You got football, you got days off school, but deep number 4 would be New Year's. It is what it is. I mean, I hate to keep talking about it. Seems like I'm the old guy that's yelling, "Get off my lawn" here in this podcast. But heck, I can't tell you if I ever got a kiss on New Year's Eve and I can't tell you the last time I saw the ball drop. So really never had much success with New Year's anyway. So but I did like New Year's when I was younger, before it got too commercialized. I loved waking up and watching college football and watching Big Ten teams play and all the teams you've been following, but you couldn't see them more than one or two times a year because you didn't have cable. I do miss that aspect of New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
Sure.
Oh,
Well,
that's a great
I think
point.
it is some great points
Like
in
you
there. too,
compare
right?
those two, like I'd pick New Year's Day over New Year's Eve. I mean, that's a football fan's holiday. I mean,
It used to be better.
Especially in the old days, man. Especially in the old days. So I want to bring up a couple things here to Steve's point. You know, he talked about people fighting over stuff for Christmas. We were just talking about this at work, and it's like seems like the Black Friday sales of like kind of toned down, right? Because people are more closed and not everyone's open. You buy more stuff online. But somebody was just like, man, I miss like watching the news and watching like two women fight over Windex in the parking lot at 5 a.m. because they got it for like $3.99 instead of like $2.99. And they're out there hitting each other with shopping carts. Or like the two dads like fighting over one video game console that because it's 2:00 in the morning and the sale kicked in at like 1:58 a.m. and they're on their fist fighting in Walmart, both getting arrested. So somebody's like, I miss seeing that. But let me give everybody some advice. And people never thought about this, and I just figured this out when I was like 18 years old. So it's been a long time. Some of the best sales of anything, cars, furniture, clothes, whatever, are on New Year's Day because they're pushing out the old year's stock for the New Year's stock. So if anyone ever wants to get good sales on stuff, books, cars, furniture, appliances, clothes, whatever, go on New Year's Day. There is a ton of sales. If you can wait past Thanksgiving and do some shopping, you can always get a great, great deal on stuff. And a lot of people don't realize that, but it's one of the most discounted holidays of the year. And then it gets discounted even more because a lot of places are pushing out their old merchandise. If you think about it, right? Come January, a lot of places are still are getting rid of their Christmas stuff and bulk sales, right? Nobody wants it. People are getting rid of their winter jackets because it's turning to springtime, you know, in the marketing sales of like real of customer service. So just something to think about there.
You know,
All right,
I mean,
man.
that's great.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I think I was thinking private jets, right? And I was thinking about when the best time to get one would be. And I think I'm gonna wait till after New Year. It's time to count the PJ, guys. We're
Right.
ready.
Right. All right, guys. One last question for you here, men. So, one word to describe Thanksgiving is Chris.
wholesome.
Not Chris describing Thanksgiving. That's not my word. But Chris, what's your one word to describe Thanksgiving?
Wholesome.
Wholesome. Steve, what do you got?
Family.
Family. Matt?
Boy, they took them all. Man, they're being all nice here. I don't know. Football. There.
Football. Okay. We got wholesome, family, and football. All right,
Playing
guys. Well,
Mad
thank you.
Lib.
Thank you so much for being on this year's episode of the Ride Home Rants Thanksgiving preview. But before everybody goes, let's pause for a second because we got a Big Fitty 4 questionnaire here to go today. Not the Fast Fitty 5, but we got the Big Fitty 4 questionnaire. Now, guys, you're each going to get one question, and then the other question, everybody gets at the same, or everybody can get an answer. Okay? So we're going to go Chris, Steve, and Matt with your questions, and then we're going to go right back through for the next question. Now, for the new listeners out there, we typically have the Fast Fitty 5 for any individual shows where I've asked 5 random questions to the guests, or Mike will ask 5 random questions to the guests that I'll send over. They usually have nothing to do with the show. And basically, these have nothing to do with the Thanksgiving show, but we're going to have a little bit of fun here to end the show on. So, Chris, your question. If you had to pick one of these 3 guys to narrate your life every day, would you pick James Earl Jones, Sam Elliott, or Morgan Freeman?
James Earl Jones, baby. Go blue.
Okay. James Earl Jones, rest in peace, was a fantastic actor, voice of Darth Vader, but all 3 of them have the greatest voices probably of all time when it came to
quick honorable
anything.
mention. John Facenda from the old NFL films.
Yes, the voice of God. So
Voice of
people
God.
called him. Yeah. But James Earl Jones narrating your life would be pretty great. Same thing with Sam Elliott and Morgan Freeman. Okay, Steve, we're going to you. Steve, if you could be an emoji, what emoji would you be?
Man, the thumbs up emoji. That's life. It's all right.
Okay. Okay. Matt, your question. Is Dasani or Aquafina bottled water better?
Dasani, because I like the bottles better. Aquafina are too. I got these short Italian stubby fingers, and the Dasani's just fit my stubby Italian fingers much better. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so that's 3 questions out of the 4. Last question. Everybody's going to get the answer. We're going to go with you, Marsco, on this. If you could live in any other country for the rest of your life and never return to America, what country are you picking?
Italy.
Italy. Good pick. Steve, what are you picking?
I gotta go. Man, come back to me. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I want to say Jamaica. I really do. Because it's nice.
Are we
But I
going with
don't know.
Jamaica final answer?
It's
Let's go
good
with
too.
Jamaica. Let's go
Jamaica?
with Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going Jamaica final answer. Matt, where would you pick?
Got to be Italy. Got to be Italy. Yep.
Got to be Italy. Okay.
I gotta go to
would
Italy. I gotta see what the hype's about.
Yeah, you got to go to Italy. See what the hype's
Yeah.
about.
Got
I would
relatives there.
Homers.
I would pick Costa Rica. I absolutely love Costa Rica. It's great. It's awesome. It's a vibe, pura vida. You know, it's just a whole thing. You know, maybe have to do an episode one time on all the countries we would want to live in and talk about visiting other countries. It could be the All Things International show. It could be a pretty good time. Talk about
I
all
would
the
have fun with that. That would be a banger.
I think
Yeah.
I think we just got a new idea for season 6 in 2026. How about
Nice.
that? All right. I got to throw Bono that one. Now I got to find people though who have actually traveled out of the country, and then also people who have ambitions to travel out of the country, so we can talk about all those things. So, but that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Rant podcast. As always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend and tell a friend, and if you didn't, tell them anyways. They may like it just because you did it. This is Fiddy signing off, and from everyone at Ride Home Rants, we wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Talk to you all soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by W Energy. Energy drinks made for gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. For gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. Go to the link in the description where you can find the best energy drinks out there. Less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Also, no jitters and no crash afterwards. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of the show, and that is Shankit Golf. Golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We might not go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but this is going to give us the gear that's going to help us rocket on and off of the course. Go to the link in the bio, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get yourself 10% off there as well.